I was on mute. Sorry about that. Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Let me get myself centered a little bit. I feel like I'm like not even centered, but thank you guys so much for joining. I am so excited about today's conversation. We're going to be diving into a particular topic that I have that is almost near and dear to my heart and that I've just been loving to talk about, especially for the past couple of years. And I know for those of you who are watching, who are already leveraging, right, what we're going to be talking to you guys about today are also going to be super excited because you're going to be learning more. And those of you who don't know much about our particular topic today, as we dive into it, you're going to be learning something new. So, one of the things I feel as an entrepreneur is that never feel you know enough. Right? Never type in one in the chat if you agree. Never ever feel that you mastered everything, you know everything about a particular topic, about a particular trend, about a particular new technology. Always be open to wanting to learn more. Always be open to wanting to learn more. And I think that just makes us better as entrepreneurs. I think that just makes us better as business people, and it makes us better as just individuals. All right. So for those of you who are watching me or follow me for the very first time, my name is Leticia Campbell. I am your number one email marketing strategist, also a thought leader. I'm the CEO and founder of Your Brand, Your Breakthrough, along with my co-founder, Meiyoko Taylor. And we come and do this show every single week. Okay, give you guys some amazing conversations that's going to help you to evolve in your personal brand, also as a thought leader, and also throughout your own personal self development. Because I really feel that the most important person that you should be focusing on and working on right now is yourself, and then everything else after that falls in line. Amen. So, all right, let's go and get into it, guys. So, for today's topic, we're going to be talking about why most entrepreneurs are using AI the wrong way and why. Why most entrepreneurs are using AI the wrong way and why. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Type in one in the chat if you feel that you need to leverage AI more. If you don't know what AI is, it's artificial intelligence. You should know that by now. But if you don't, that's okay. You know, like I said, every day is all about learning something new, right? So type in one in the chat if you are not leveraging AI as much as you should, right? You feel like you need to be leveraging it more, right? And I know that the more comes from what I find most time, especially with my clients, is not that they don't want to learn more about AI, right? It's the fact that they haven't tapped into all the features, right? Some of you guys are probably only using AI on a really, really basic level, right? But you feel you need to tap into and leverage it more, right? Or type in two in the chat if you feel that you are leveraging it as much as you should, right? And you're using it on a consistent basis and what have you, and you are good with it, right? Go ahead and type two in the chat right now, right? All right. So the other day, probably was I think it was Sunday, this past Sunday. You know, I when I wake up in the morning, I have a routine. As you guys know, I'm a mother of five, and I always have a routine. My schedule for the day is always mapped out in advance. You know what I'm saying? Because it just helps me to stay organized. It helps me to get more things done. It helps me not to procrastinate, right? It helps me not to procrastinate. So I just love to-do lists. I'm a Google Calendar girl. That's me, right? If it's not on my Google Calendar, it does not exist. Just this morning, I'm actually in the process of changing pediatricians. Hey, I see you, Rashidi. Hey, Rashidi. Thank you for the thumbs up. I was actually in the process of changing pediatricians because the one we currently have is a little bit too far. And so I'm on the phone, on the phone talking to the new pediatrician. And it's like, I'm sitting there and I'm just organizing my schedule. Okay, because you got 5 kids, child. These doctors do not want to see all your 5 kids at one time. They want to split them up. Okay, they're like, no, girl. So I'm like, literally, as she giving me dates of availability, I'm like, open it up. And if you're a mom like me, you call these doctors and you're in 9 times out of 10, especially if you have a busy pediatrician office, you're not going to get an appointment that same month. Right. So I'm literally scheduling out doctor's appointments all the way into the fourth quarter. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, the lady's giving me dates. I'm like, wait. Let me open up my Google Calendar so I could put in the date too. So I just live by that. Right. So I love organizing things. So I woke up on Sunday morning and I'm just, tapping into my day. I'm listening to, motivational videos and podcasts and stuff because I feel like as an entrepreneur, you got to feed your mind with positivity because when you don't do that, there's so much room for negativity to come in, right? So I happened to come across an amazing podcast. How many of y'all have watched Shark Tank? Type me in the chat. Replay viewers, hey, replay viewers, type me in the chat. If you ever watched the show Shark Tank, I think it's a show that I'm not sure if it's still airing now, but when I used to watch it, there was a gentleman on there by the name of Mark Cuban. He was probably one of my favorite panelists. Okay, amazing individual, right? But he was on a podcast talking about how AI can change your business. He was talking about how AI changed your business. Now, this man is like advanced in knowledge. He has many years of entrepreneurship, a billionaire, you name it, right? Invest in other businesses, and he's still at an age where he even says on that podcast, you have to learn more about AI. You have to learn more. He's always learning more about AI. So the first thing he said is that he talked about how AI is going to change your business. And he also talked about if you don't know about AI, you got to learn it. If you're not leveraging AI, you got to learn it. For those of you who are watching this video or wherever, how we're going to cut this broadcast up, right? And you're probably looking at me right now and you're like, you feel like you don't need AI. You feel that you probably hear like people saying like AI is not going to replace people and all these things, all these negativities in feelings and emotions that you have in a negative way about AI. Let me say this. I remember what I'm going to say I remember, but if y'all ever remember way back in the day when the PC first came around, right? It was in the mid 1970s. It was in the mid 1970s. Now, I wasn't even born yet in the 1970s. I'm an 80s baby. My 80s baby say, woo woo. I'm an 80s baby, hands down. So, mid 1970s, the PCs came around, and a lot of people even said then, a lot of entrepreneurs even said then, they didn't want to learn that. They didn't want to learn about PCs. They didn't want to purchase one. They didn't want to learn how to use one. And how many of those entrepreneurs are non-existent? Listen, y'all, as an entrepreneur, it is your responsibility to evolve. It's so interesting. I say the word evolve because our Your Brand, Your Breakthrough Tour we call it the Evolution Tour, right? It is your responsibility to your consumers, right? Meaning your potential customers, your potential clients, your current customers, right? And your current clients. It is your responsibility to evolve. You can, and what does it mean to evolve? It's the fact that you have to learn ways to get content to your consumers faster, get information to your consumers in a more meaningful way, right? Those are the things that's important. If they're not seeing that, they're going to go to somebody else. So it's not you trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's you trying to keep up with the demands, right, and the innovation of your business. So when AI first came around, right, and let's dive into our first point, y'all. Let's go ahead and dive into our first point, how AI is a game changer. It has changed the game. It has absolutely changed the game because at the end of the day, I remember years ago, this was over 10 years ago. I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2017, but over 10 years ago, I remember driving to work, right? I was actually in Brooklyn on Atlantic Avenue in traffic in the morning. And during that time, I really enjoyed listening to podcasts and different things that came up on the radio. But I remember Gary Vaynerchuk talking about AI over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. So that's the thing, guys, is you sitting back and making sure that you are up to date on what's happening now and what's coming up in the future. So AI is absolutely, it has changed the game. And it allowed the game to change. Like I said earlier, it changes how quick your consumers get information from you. It changes how the way your consumers get information from you. Right? So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this probably 3 times. AI isn't a trend. I want y'all to put this in the chat. AI isn't a trend. AI isn't a trend. I know a lot of platforms and strategies and systems have came up through. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years that were actually trends, right? Where it was here today and gone tomorrow. I'm gonna mention Clubhouse, right? Some of y'all who are probably watching, some of y'all don't even know that Clubhouse is still around, right? But I remember back when Clubhouse was like, when it first came out, when it first was launched, it was such a big thing. Everybody's like, Clubhouse, Clubhouse, Clubhouse. Now you don't hear much about Clubhouse, right? So even though it's still around, the hype is no longer there. If you guys don't realize is that the hype is still around for AI. It's more than bigger than the hype. Is and like I said, it isn't a trend. And a lot of people think that it's a trend and it's not. Hold on. Let me bring up Meiyoko. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me bring them up. Bring them up. Give me 1 second, guys. Why is it not making? Hold on, Meiyoko. I'm gonna bring you up. There you go. Yes, our host Therese is busy today, so I'm
I
like doing
can't.
all the controls. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Nope. I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
OMG. Hold on 1 second. I pray to God.
I hope they can hear you. I hope they can hear you.
I'm so mad right now. 1 second.
Oh, I don't think nobody can hear you.
Ah!
Yep, that's probably what it is. Nobody can hear you.
Hello? Can you
Uh-oh.
hear me now?
Can't hear you.
Can you hear
No.
me?
Nope.
I'm so mad.
Can't hear you. And now you're sideways. We are having technical difficulties, ladies
Oh
and
my
gentlemen.
God, I'm so mad.
Yeah.
I was talking for 12 minutes and nobody heard anything I
Yeah, I
said.
can't hear you. So we might have
still
to
can't
go
hear me?
offline and fix this. I can't hear you.
Okay.
It's all good. It happens.